The teenage years often go hand in hand with stress. 74% of teens report having more than one symptom of stress, like feeling irritable, lying awake at night, or getting headaches. Psychologist Lisa Damour takes an in-depth look at the research on teen stress in her New York Times article, When a Teenager's Coping Mechanism is SpongeBob. Lisa is also a CBS News contributor. Well, you're also good at writing headlines.
I don't get credit for that.
I know.
That's a good one. Yeah.
It's very catchy. But you write, quote, being a teenager isn't easy, so it's no surprise that adolescents find handy, if sometimes quirky, ways to reset when they feel overwhelmed. So how do they reset?
Well, often they do things that parents may not recognize as healthy coping. So they'll go back and they'll watch TV shows and movies or read books that they liked when they were really young. Or they'll do really repetitive activities. They'll go out and they'll just do layup after layup after layup. And I think we need to appreciate it takes them back to a time when things were simpler. And it's really stressful to be a teenager. There's a lot of expectations and they are rising and shifting all of the time. And sometimes kids go back to go forwards.
Yeah. I have a teenager who's going through a lot of this.
A real teenager?
A real teenager.
Real life one.
How old? Okay.
16. I won't go through the stresses he's dealing with, or he'll hurt me. But I have a 20-year-old who just went through this, who used to literally go into a room and watch an entire season of Friends for the weekend to sort of decope. So I get this, but at what point should I start to worry about it?
I would say probably when the costs look like they're outweighing the benefits.
Yeah.
You know, so if a kid comes home, watches 2 reruns, and then starts their homework, they've decompressed and they're back at it. I think it's easy to get lost in video games for hours. And I think then a parent might say, you know, I think it may be time to actually set that aside so that you don't build more stress by not getting your homework done.
Yeah, I like in the article you quote a 15-year-old who says, listen, I want to go back to the days when all I had to worry about was picking out the right crayon color.
Exactly.
Which I think is...
I want to do that too sometimes.
Yeah, Anthony, I do too. But you said that all coping strategies are very personal.
Yes.
So everybody doesn't cope the same.
I think that's right. You know, one of the things when I've asked teenagers how they like to cope, the range of what they describe is so broad. Some like to bake. Some like to wrestle with the family dog. Some like to just take a long shower. Others actually say, I sit down at the piano and I goof around there. So I think we can suggest strategies if teenagers don't have them, but one kid who reads a magazine may not be the kid who goes for a run.
You're also sending a note to parents, too, with this.
Yeah, I think that sometimes a parent can stumble upon a 17-year-old watching Parent Trap and think, what are you doing? And what I want to say to parents is, this is normal, this is healthy. Another way we can think about it is, well, consider the alternatives. You know, sometimes kids cope by smoking pot.
Yeah. Lisa,
Parent Trap looks good.
How do we know when the stress is actually becoming a problem?
Okay, so one thing we want to start with is the assumption that some stress is normal and expectable in life, and especially in adolescence. It gives way to growth. What we want to see is that their coping strategies are equal to their stressors.
Right.
So we don't want a kid who is stressed day after day and cannot bounce back.
All right. Lisa Damour, thank you so much for being with us. A lot of
See
good
what you
advice.
have to look forward to, Nora? Teenage years.